Welcome to a new RKB Bearing Industries educational video, where we deal with the new generation of RKB 4-row cylindrical roller bearings GX type, which are particularly designed for rolling mill stands used for construction steel. These bearings have high stiffness and can accommodate only radial loads. For this reason, they are mounted together with double-row angular contact ball bearings, double direction thrust taper and spherical roller bearings, or even double-row taper roller bearings TDIS configuration that can bear axial loads. The RKB multi-roll cylindrical roller bearings are available in many designs and executions depending on the application or maintenance requirements. High-quality through-adherence bearing steel SAE 52100 and SAE 52100A is used by RKB for multi-roll technological bearings as per our raw material protocols in order to obtain a higher reliability and extended service life with superior performance. These technical drawings show two of the RKB standard designs of 4-row cylindrical roller bearings. The first has the outer assy R directly mounted on the shaft. The second, which is also the most common design, has the outer assy R mounted on the inner ring. The brass cage is typically machined in double-pronged configuration. The RKB new generation multi-roll cylindrical roller bearings GX type introduce optimized features such as the modified window type cage, the long-short roller alternate arrangement, and the inner ring with a higher chamfer on the F dimension, particularly suitable for automatic roll changing devices. Moreover, in case of large-size 4-row cylindrical roller bearings, the RKB Group can manufacture the inner ring into separate equal parts for easy mounting and dismounting operations. In order to evaluate the RKB standard and new generation designs, we generated the related 3D models and applied the proper materials. In this way, it is possible to see the bearing single components and the way they are assembled. The standard design of small and medium-sized multi-roll bearings up to 180 to 100 mm inner diameter is made up of two outer rings with three integral ribs. The rollers are guided by a double-pronged machine brass cage. In the RKB new generation 4-row cylindrical roller bearings, the complete outer SC R is composed of two outer rings with two integral ribs, alternately arranged long-short rollers, and a double window type cage. To improve the lubrication process, there are annular grooves and lubrication holes on the outer rings and also lubrication grooves in the side faces. Inner rings, designation L, are generally interchangeable to be matched with outer S's, designation R. The special GX type configuration alternating long and short rollers has been introduced by the RKB Group to get a better load distribution. In this way, the edge contact pressure, typical of the standard designs, is considerably reduced. Moreover, unlike what happens in traditional roller designs, where the contact pressure is always applied on the same areas of the raceway, the RKB new generation roller design distributes the contact pressure on different areas of the inner ring raceway, increasing the life of the bearing. The boundary dimensions of multi-roll bearings are not standardized. However, most of them have bore and outside diameter corresponding to ISO 15, Series 9 and 0. They are produced in normal precision grade, which means tolerances conforming to class P6 for dimensional and running accuracy, with values as per ISO 492. To improve the production rate, in the rolling mill stands for construction steel, it is of vital importance to reduce as much as possible the time dedicated to dismounting and mounting rolling mills during maintenance operations. For this reason, an automatic roll changing device can be used. The replacement of the rolling mills encompasses many steps in which the outer SCR and the housing are dismounted and mounted on the new rolling mill by means of a robotic device in a fast and precise way. However, due to the tight dimensions, care must be paid to avoid damaging bearing components. The 4-row cylindrical roller bearings of standard design are provided with a double-pronged brass cage that cannot properly control the roller drop during the bearing life cycle. With a high roller drop and standard chamfer angle and length on F dimension, the mounting process can be very tricky. In fact, by hitting the inner ring, the resulting tilting moment on the rollers can damage the cage or outer ring integral ribs. An important feature introduced by the RKB new generation of 4-row cylindrical roller bearings concerns the higher chamfer angle and length on the F dimension, specific for every different geometry. As shown, thanks to the controlled roller drop introduced by the window-type cage and to the new dimensions of the inner ring chamfer, the mounting process is performed more quickly and efficiently, with a low incidence of bearing damages. Normally, the bearing mounted on rolling mill stands operate at a high temperature and speed. In most cases, the RKB new generation multi-roll cylindrical roller bearings GX type are supplied with a C4 internal radial clearance, which allows a correct thermal expansion of the bearing components. Besides, these bearings are dimensionally stabilized to work up to 200 centigrades. High radial clearance values permit an easy mounting of the outer SCR either on the inner rings already mounted on the rolling mill or directly on the rolling mill neck. RKB recommends verifying F and FW dimensions with related tolerances in order to guarantee the perfect interchangeability of the inner rings designation L and outer S's designation R between the main bearing manufacturers. Some rolling mills require a tight fit, normally P6, between the rolling mill neck and the inner ring bore, and the loose fit, normally H7, between the outer ring and the housing bore. For those arrangements where the bearing inner rings are mounted with a loose rather than an interference fit on the rolling mill neck, in order to enable a proper roll replacement, the RKB multi-roll bearings have been designed with a helical groove in the inner ring bore. The outer ring is generally mounted on the housing with a loose fit to facilitate the mounting and dismounting of the outer ring, and to permit the thermal expansion of the outer ring during bearing functioning. In addition, the loose fit allows a small rotation of the outer ring relative to the housing, eliminating in this way the outer ring material fatigue from stress concentration. At this point, it is useful to emphasize that the lubrication process represents a key element to the performance of bearings. In particular, in some rolling mill applications, the air-oil lubrication system is adopted so to allow higher speed ratings thanks to its better elasto-hydrodynamic behavior. Finally, tolerances and fits are critical in the functionality of bearings and rolling mill stands. They depend on many variables such as the magnitude and frequency of loads, the working conditions, the bearing type, the demands on running accuracy, and so on. Along with the ISO code system for tolerances, it is recommended to use also the probabilistic method to calculate the interferences or clearances for the required application. To sum up, the RKB new generation 4-row cylindrical roller bearings GX type feature optimized design for easy mounting and dismounting, are particularly suitable for automatic roll changing devices, and present alternately arranged long-short rollers for better load distribution. All these qualities contribute to the higher reliability and performance of our new generation multi-roll bearings. For further information on the stabilization heat treatment and the best practices for mounting and maintenance operations of rolling bearings, please refer to the related RKB educational videos.